I'm Emma Newbery and I studied Level 2 Creative Media and Level 3 Art and Design from 2018 to 2021. I chose to study at Croydon because, in all honesty, it was the only college at the time that offered courses that I could get onto with no qualifications, because I'd come from having to leave school at the start of year 11 through circumstances that were out of my control, to then being left with no qualifications to start anywhere. So I looked at Croydon as I knew they offered courses that I could start studying on while also being supported to gain my GCSE Maths and GCSE English alongside them. What I enjoyed most about studying at Croydon was more so the freedom to do sort of what I wanted within my course. So while we had our set modules and set assignments, we had the freedom to pretty much do what we wanted within those, to really sort of develop our own careers and not be sort of shaped into what anyone else wanted us to do. And I think at the time I sort of didn't realise how much I sort of needed that, but looking back now I really appreciate how sort of flexible and sort of left to it we were in terms of what we wanted to do. So my time at Croydon, it feels like so long ago now, but I was here for 3 years, and it was at the time I was so quiet and shy, and coming here, it really sort of pushed me to sort of step out of my comfort zone, and we had so many cool opportunities. One that really stands out to me was turf projects just around the corner were looking for a sort of placement for a curator for their space, and this was during COVID, and I wasn't going to apply to it, but my tutor at the time was why aren't you applying for it? And it was the last day of the deadline. We had about 15 minutes to get the application in, so we both sat there sort of typing away trying to get the application in, and ended up getting it, and that was such a invaluable experience to me. And it's memories like that were really stand out to me from my time here. Across the sort of modules I studied, there was such a variety of things that we did. So starting with creative media in level 2, that was kind of really developing foundation skills to then go on to level 3, but also use the qualification that come with the level 2. So we did things like branding and creating logos, but alongside photography and a bit of videography as well. And that was kind of spread across the year, but each time across each module we built a bit on the previous one. So I think one of the first ones we ever did was we had to design, I think it was a logo for, I think it was a chocolate bar or something, and then the next one coming along from that was we had to create a short advert for that in groups. So each one was kind of building more and more from that. And we also learned from level 2 and level 3 bits of Harvard referencing and stuff for our essays during the modules, which at the time I remember everyone really complaining about, but going to uni and then having to do the same again, I found it so beneficial, because it really shocked me how many people went to uni and didn't know how to do it, because I didn't realise it wasn't just a thing that not every college taught you to do. So I was really grateful for that, and having learnt that in my modules, and it was looking back now, it's so helpful because I'm still using that skill to this day alongside things I did learn in the modules. Life after Croydon College has been quite surprising in a way. So I left in 2021 and went straight to uni in Manchester to study media and performance, which is kind of a toss up between acting and production and TV sort of stuff. And I learned while doing that course how much being at Croydon had supported me and pushed me in the right direction, because it was exactly where I wanted to go. It wasn't the sort of course that most people are applying to. Most people are applying to traditional art design courses, and I wasn't. I was applying for acting and TV production. But there was never once a question of or sort of why are you doing that, like that's not art. It was always, okay, you want to do that, let's go and do it. So I started that and then graduated last July 2024, now doing a master's in production management for TV and film. Yeah, it's been pretty good, to be honest. I've had a few sort of work opportunities coming up. I've done a bit of work for a production company who are making a TV show for Netflix, which I think is coming out across the next year. And I've got a few other things lined up. I've got a job lined up when I graduate. So yeah, it's been quite good so far. Career advice I'd give my younger self would probably be to sort of like stop worrying about everything, because it is kind of true, and like I say, like things do just kind of fall into place sort of at the right time, kind of when you least expect them to, which is kind of what's happened to me over the last sort of like 4 years really. It's coming up to since kind of like leaving Croydon. But yeah, things do sort of fall into place, so you don't need to worry as much about things.